All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rafi Chowdhury here from RafiChowdhury.com. Today with another quick live video discussing the importance of being a blogger, blogging, sharing your knowledge and your expertise with people, and why you need to be doing it even if if you don't consider yourself a blogger, or even if you consider yourself someone that doesn't seem like you figure that it's blogging is not really going to be helpful for you. So personally, I started blogging. Gosh, it's been a while. This will be my 6th year in blogging. I launched RafiChowdhury.com about that same time, and I started just writing. Initially, I started out by writing about chess because I enjoyed playing chess, and I played competitive chess all through high school and parts of college as well. And then I just started writing for different websites and just got started sharing my knowledge and expertise just all around the web. And it's helped me a lot, not just in like the blogging sphere, just like, in marketing, but even apart from that, like everything that I've done since then, every industry that I've gotten into, everything that I tried, I was able to share that expertise with anybody just because I had the experience with, blogging and sharing my knowledge. And so I'm going to give you guys a few ideas and a few reasons why you should do it too, and like why it could be helpful even if you're in an industry where blogging doesn't really, make a whole lot of sense. So when you start, what do we mean by a blog? Well, blog is pretty much, any sort of a platform on the internet where you share your expertise or your knowledge with a group of audience or follower base that's interested in learning about that particular topic. So when it comes to blogging, it's really all about like how well do you market or promote what you're writing. So the best way that I would say to get started, if you just want to start sharing your knowledge with people, is just micro blogging via social media. And so what I mean by that is that even if you don't have time to start a website right now and you're just starting out, you've never shared anything with anybody related to what you do, just start, creating small blog posts or just small pieces of content, maybe like a paragraph or a couple of paragraphs long, and just start posting that from your social media channels, because that'll initially get your voice started, and you already have followership on social media, so these people will start following you. But ultimately though, if you really want to do the blogging thing, you need to launch a website. And it can be something very simple. You can hire someone off of like a freelancing website and pay them like $100. They'll set up your domain name. They'll set up your hosting. They'll create, they'll give you a basic theme. That's really all you need. Like some of the most successful bloggers that I know don't have very fancy websites with lots of functionalities and all those things. They have a very simple website, just a few pages, and they share like amazing content just from those few pages. So you can take a similar approach to it. My recommendation is that you hire a freelancer. If you're low on budget, hire a freelancer from a freelancing website, set up a blog on WordPress, because if you ultimately down the road want to get search engine traffic for a blog, I think WordPress makes the most sense. Set up something basic, like just have a page that says, about, my work or consulting, whatever you want to call it, contact, blog. That's it. You don't really need a whole lot of fancy things more than that. Just write a little something about yourself, write a little bit about what you do, what your work is, have a way for people to contact you, and you start writing. When you start writing, you become an industry expert. People start taking you seriously because they understand like what you know. So if you're actually an expert in something, like this is the best way to let people know how much you actually understand about your topic. So when you're constantly educating your audience, you're letting them know like what you're good at, what you do, how well you can do it, and you're teaching them and educating them. Chances are that when it comes time to actually hiring somebody for that, people they're gonna work with you because they learned everything from you, right? So you start getting noticed by other people in that industry. Especially important if you do this on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a amazing platform to start blogging and like the micro blogging thing even I talked about, because LinkedIn, there's a thing called LinkedIn Pulse, and it allows you to write small articles or even large articles, honestly, and this is then published to the LinkedIn community. So anytime you write a blog post, or even if you don't publish it from your website, if you just publish it from LinkedIn, you're automatically able to share your knowledge with a group of basically influencers. So if you're connecting with a lot of people on LinkedIn, you're following people in your industry, you're coming in contact with them, they're following you. Over time, what you'll notice is that these people will take you seriously just because you're sharing so much industry content. And not just them sharing, following you, but they'll share your content. So you might reach an audience that you never even imagined. You might be able to reach an audience that wasn't even connected to you. So you can really amplify your voice if you start blogging, if you start sharing and writing down the things that you know, the things that you've learned in your experience in your industry. It's just a great way to let people know who you are and what you do. And that you can take blogging to as far as you want to take it. Like you can create a website that gets thousands and thousands of visitors, gets tons of search engine traffic, or you could have a website that doesn't get that much traffic, but you do a lot of the promotion yourself. You share the blog post within your inner circles and things like that. You give it to your friends and your family. It doesn't necessarily have to be business related. You can blog about your personal life even. I mean, it doesn't. The choices are endless. The thing with the blogs, your own website, is that it's always going to be yours. Like there's never going to be a time where you're going to lose it, and those posts will forever live on your site as long as you pay your domain and your hosting fees. So it's just a good way to keep everything in one place. You can refer to them later, and it's just a good way to let people know what you know. And the other thing with blogging is a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of creative professionals, business people ultimately one day want to write a book. So when you go to write a book, it makes it a lot easier if you've been blogging your journey and kind of writing everything down. So when you do go to write a book, you already have the information there. Like you've already been sharing your journey with other people. So you just kind of take it all, put it all together, and then you can easily write a book out of it too. So the other thing you can do with blogging is you can blog on other high authority or large websites and different publications and share your knowledge with other industry experts. And for that, it's really important that you start blogging from your own website first, because let's just say you want to write for a large website like let's just say like Inc. magazine. So Inc. is gonna be looking for contributions from people that are experts in a particular domain, right? Ultimately, what Inc. wants is that people that have expertise in something in the industry, that have kind of gone through it and done that and been there, been around the block a few times. Inc. magazine wants those people to share that expertise with their community of readers on Inc., right? So if you can show that, hey, I am already an expert, I've already been talking for the last year or so on my own blog about these topics, I've created dozens of pieces on LinkedIn on this particular topic. When you do pitch them, it's a much easier entry to getting, to becoming a contributor on that publication than if you were just to say, hey, my name is such and such, and I own 2 multi-million-dollar companies. They've done this, but I've never written anything about it. I've never educated anybody. So why should they let you write if you've never shared anything? What makes them think that you're going to share regularly on their platform? Because these publications want you to regularly contribute something that's going to be helpful and educational to their community of readers. But for you, if you're an industry expert, that's huge credibility to say that you write for a large publication, that your articles are getting published there. Anytime you share that piece with anybody, they'll take you more seriously, because you and I both, we all know that Inc. magazine is not going to just let anybody and everybody, Joe Smith from somewhere, write for them. So it automatically acts as a filter and sets you apart from everybody else in that industry that's competing to be that expert. So when you do go to make a pitch to your client, to your customers, anywhere, you can tell them, hey, I'm definitely an expert in this, because you can clearly see Inc. magazine is letting me write about this topic. I can't be a fool and write on Inc., right? They would never accept me. And so once you start writing for one publication, then you can use whatever you've learned, whatever you've contributed to that publication to pitch the next one and the next one and the next one. And next thing you know, you could be contributing to all sorts of publications around the web, and your credibility is just going to skyrocket. So there's just a ton of, benefit to blogging, and it doesn't necessarily have to be writing either. You could be doing videos, like I'm doing this video right now, right? I hate writing, honestly. Like I write a lot, but I think it's so stupid to sit there for like 8 hours to create a public, a perfect post and putting all the links in there, like there's like a lot of not customization, but like copywriting goes into it and publishing it, drafting it. It's just a lot of work. And so I do blog still, obviously, all the time. I write pieces, but I figured that ultimately, my goal is to help people, right? If whatever I know, I can share it with somebody and it benefits them somehow, right? They take action in their life or their business because of something that they've learned from me, then my job is done. Ultimately, yes, there's money involved in what I do. I mean, like, I do this for a living, but at the same time, like, ultimately, though, I want to be able to create impact on other people's lives. If I can see that they've seen somewhere that I've done something or written something or shared my experience, and that saved them maybe a few $100s or a couple hours of their life, or it made them avoid certain mistakes, that's it. I've literally like done exactly what I'm looking to do. I've already achieved my goal there. And so you can share your knowledge in different ways. You don't necessarily have to type it out and publish it in a blog. You can make videos like this, but just make sure that you promote it to your audience. You can create like videos on YouTube. You can create an infographic where you kind of tell a story, or you share your experience in pictures. You can do live sessions with other people, and where you just kind of discuss and with other industry experts and broadcast that to your audience. But the main point is that, we all learn a lot of things in business or in our workforce and in our personal lives, right? The idea is that share it. Just share with other people what you've learned, what you have, the pitfalls that you've gone through, just so that other people won't have to go through it. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's a stupid idea to believe that you should learn from your own mistakes. That would make sense if life was unlimited, but it's not. It's an hourglass, and you can't flip it over and start again. So why not make life more efficient for everybody else by sharing what you've learned, sharing the pitfalls that you've gone through? Because ultimately, what's the point of business? Once you get to where you're going, you want to be able to help the next person that's in line. So why not share your expertise and your knowledge and make it easier for the next person that's trying to do the same thing? That's the only message that I have for you guys today. I encourage you to blog, whether it's in written format or videos or something else. Just share your knowledge and make the community, make your audience, like, impact them somehow. Share with them what you've learned, because you never know how it could help somebody some way, shape, or form. You just won't know until you start really sharing and you get that feedback from other people. Thank you, guys, and you enjoy it. Today is Saturday here in Memphis, Tennessee. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend.